Now, I don't want to say I told you so, but I did tell you so last week, that if Chiefs played like they did against Wasps, then top of the table big boys Bristol would lose. And they did, in my view, in quite a considerable fashion. Bristol only entered the Chiefs 22 for 9% of the game, which shows a great defensive effort by the Chiefs to slow the Bears' ball down, and also that the Chiefs kept most of the possession and did not give it up through mistakes or turnovers. This was Bristol's first defeat in 9 matches, and it was because the Chiefs are now at full strength. Now that all the internationals are back, it is the return of the King to the Premiership, and the upstart pretender shall be dethroned by the true chief of the Rugby tribe. Now, the main reason the game was won by Exeter was that they had the majority of possession and were able to play their game plan and disrupt Bristol's game plan quite well. But rather than looking into the team aspect of the game, of which there are lots, as there is a Lions tour happening pretty soon, I would rather highlight some key players in this great performance. Unfortunately, I have to therefore overlook the great effort of guys like the monstrous Jacques Vermeulen, because, well, he's not Northern Hemisphere. Now, my first one is Jack Knoll. He kinda was under the radar, as he wasn't scoring and isn't as much of an attacking live wire as O'Flaherty is. But defensively, Jack has really upped his game. He seemed to be confronted with 2-on-1s a lot of the time in the game, as the Bears really tried to push it wide in an attempt to avoid the forward pressure Exeter was putting on. But every time Jack had a 2-on-1 situation, rather than losing his cool and committing to a tackle on one of the two, he let them gain some meters while tracking across so that there was more time for the other Exeter defenders to assist him. This meant the Bears' attack had to wait to straighten and could only move diagonally to try to get around Jack. But because he is cutting the angle, he reaches the furthest winger easily. So it's not obvious that he's done something good, but just by his positioning alone, he has slowed the attack down and prevented a line break or a missed tackle. But he doesn't just do the winger things. He is also great over the ball in a ruck, and he has such good strength in protecting the ball. And I think that is rare and rather valuable to have in a winger or a back as well, because he can play fullback. Now, everyone loves and knows that Sam Simmonds is a monster. Well, apart from Eddie Jones, it seems. He is said to be too small for a number 8 by Eddie, but if you look at his carries, he makes meters every time he touches the ball, just through sheer explosive power in those legs. His speed makes up for the fact that he is a little bit smaller than, say, Toby Faletau or Billy Vinipola. And this becomes even better once a line break is made with his speed, because it means forwards aren't going to catch him, because he's just too fast. But also his work rate is second to none. It seems like he's heard all the hype about him being picked for the Lions and not England, and has worked so much harder to make it become a reality. And by the way, this has happened before, 165 times to be precise. Admittedly, most of them were in the early 1900s that were picked and not played for their country as replacements on the tour, with people like Percy Robert Diggle, and most recently it was Alan Lewis way back in 1977. So it is not all out of the ordinary for a non-international player to play for the Lions, and I for one would love to see the first non-international player in the modern professional era of rugby to be Sam Simmonds, because he really deserves it. All of the forwards pretty much could be contenders. The two Johnnies, Gray and Hill, had a great game. Johnny so much so that he forgot he was a forward and maybe had a Freaky Friday body switch with Henry Slade for a second. Luke Cowan-Dickey, people are aware of his great driving and carries, but he's also just a great jackler, and he also has vision to see weaknesses. He made a try through pouncing on sleeping defenders at the ruck against Wasps, and he tried to do the same thing against Bristol, which would have happened if Vermeulen maybe got this offload, but then again, I'm not sure it was there. Thomas Francis also had a great game, but I'm doubtful he'll make the Lions because there's a lot of people for those positions. Also, Sam Skinner is very overlooked. He again is a bit like Johnny Gray in that he quietly just gets the job done and delivers consistently. His power is incredible, and for his try in this game, he was lurking on the right side, and when he saw his opportunity, he took it without hesitation. Having forwards who are able to think on their feet and act when they see an opportunity is very valuable to a team, because it's just another unpredictable element to the game that makes opposition defenders think. Now, there is no way Tom O'Flaherty is going to be named a lion, but boy can this guy play. He has improved defensively to know where the ball is going to go to make that important tackle on the receiver. He just lacks that strength that Noel has, and so sometimes doesn't complete the tackle. But in attack, he is incredible. He has the speed to get to the line, but also he has his head up, and so he can see when it's okay to do a step inside or maybe make a pass. But anyway, at the end of the day, it was a great team effort that won the game, with a team full of talent. So maybe plucking these guys out and putting them in a Lions tour might not work, but who knows. Also, I kind of want the Chiefs to stay at full form because I'm a Chiefs supporter, so I'd be happy either way, really. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm trying to make my videos a bit shorter as I have less time to work on them now due to being back at work. If you would like to see more though, please smash the bell, like, comment, subscribe, and also share the video all over social media so that everyone can see how great the Chiefs are. See you next time.